So let's start again. And as we were discussing, like many of the time, the candidate they ask, like, do we have any kind of the reference from the candidate, how this training helped the candidate, all those kind of things. So since you have been one of my student in the past, so it is kind of the good to share the first-hand experience from the candidate who have been into the same journey. So let's start with the introduction. So maybe you can introduce yourself and tell the background and the experience which you had before joining the business analyst training, and then what was the kind of the state you were there when you just started with the training. So feel comfortable, whatever the experience you want to share, you can share that.
Sure. I initially started my career as a QA, a manual QA,
Mm,
basically, and then I had a mixed role of PMO. So PMO support and QA manual was what I was doing. And before joining, I had 4.5 years of experience
mm,
in the same field. I
yeah,
changed one company, but it was same along the same. So basically, I was holding the title associate or from junior associate to associate. That was my progression,
yeah,
but I was not getting the scope because I was seeing my fellow team conducting and involving a lot of business analysts. This is where I got to know about the role and got
yeah,
interested. And then I connected with Sandeep sir, and I also took a couple of sessions with him, and he made me understand.
yeah,
So yeah, that was my initial state. After
yeah,
which I took the training sessions from Sandeep
yeah,
sir, and then it really helped me a lot.
yeah. So one question, Tane, like many of the time candidate ask, like we don't have the business analyst background, which let's say in your case also you are having the QA background and not the direct BA background. So what do you suggest to the candidate? Is it possible to do that transition, or it is completely out of scope to the candidate?
I would say it is very much possible
Yeah.
for the candidate because not by my example, I have seen a lot of my colleagues has also done. And since we are having this conversation, it also proves that yes, I am also one of them. So yes, it is possible. But one of the things is that we have to put in a lot of efforts,
Yeah.
understanding the concepts, practicing it, memorizing it. The initial learning curve will be very steep,
Mm-hmm.
but once the whole candidate or whoever is taking the training is getting used to the system, they're practicing it, they're involving it in their day-to-day sessions, they will get used to it. Yes, it is very much possible to round off the answer.
Okay. So why did you decide about this training? Because if you see, like, we never interacted with either, say, let's say face to face, we just only, the connected maybe through phone or Zoom. And I think you attended one of the demo session and then you joined to that full-time course, if I remember, right? So
Yes, correct.
why did you decide about this training? Why not something else? Or what was your, the decision factor which you have decided?
Okay, so probably this will answer two of the main points which helped me.
Yeah.
And so myself being a very critique of everything that I jump into. So I have joined a lot of other courses that are being there,
Yeah.
and I also joined their demo sessions as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I could not get the uniqueness of those things. So they were pretty much explaining the same thing that is there, but not in a sequential manner. That what would I say, they are just covering like chapters that we read in any kind of books or whatever exams that we're following, but we're not finding it like, okay, what if we have done something, what
Mm-hmm.
is the use in the practical. This is where the practical exposure helped me a lot with your. And when you were explaining that, okay, this is you had every any topic, any question, any session, anybody asks a question, you had a practical example for that. So I mean, in the demo sessions you were also like showing all those things. So that is something very like unique for me. It was very unique and it really helped me a lot in the interview session. So that made me choose this
Yeah.
training.
Okay. So like all the different people have their own teaching style, and that's what I prefer. Like because yesterday we were having the call with the other lady from the US. She was saying, okay, I have the career break with the kids and all those, and
Hmm.
I don't understand the technology. Then I'll say, okay, do you understand the grocery list or the shopping list? And that's how
Yeah.
you design the database, the tables. And if she understand that, then she can link using the primary key, foreign key. But if I directly start telling, okay, this is the primary key, she will get, like this guy is not explaining me properly. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. because it's always good to know me also now, because as I said to you, right, I'll be interviewing all the people who got selected since last, this last year. So it is good to, for me also, like, do the introspection and then find out what are things is working, what are things not working, and those things. Okay, so what about training? Like, how we plan the training, the structure, or let's say the schedule or the content which we covered. How was overall things? I need to hear from your side.
Okay. So for me, it was lengthy to some extent,
Yeah,
but it did cover a lot, and it did cover the whole part. Good enough, or maybe more than enough to get anyone placed.
yeah,
That would be my first thing.
yeah,
The second thing is it is very much flexible.
yeah,
So anyone who is like, I think I was connected with a lot of other candidates who are connecting from different geographies.
yeah,
So yeah, so even after that, you manage to, schedule us a time and make it flexible according to everyone. So that was very unique. Like
yeah,
everyone was happy in their own time. And coming to the main topics or the contents of the top, like the training, as I said, that it was following a very sequential manner,
mhm,
and that is like exactly from the content perspective.
mhm,
Everything that was taught was also shown a practical side.
yeah,
We were given tasks,
mhm,
like we can call them homeworks, but yeah,
yeah,
it was tasks.
yes,
So those were even more interesting session. I mean, for me, it was interesting session because a lot of the things that I faced while doing those homeworks, I reverted back to you and you came with all those answers.
yeah,
So it had helped me with us. So this it's like a very interactive session. You get hands-on things were there with the practical touch. So everything was covered. So
yeah.
that
Due to
was
some
very good
time
for
I don't reply on time because I was shifted. I remember, like, I was
yeah.
shifting to Australia, and then
Yeah.
you remember, like, few of the session we say, okay, we will do tomorrow, but we didn't have the session, and then next day and all those. But I think, yeah, at last the result matter, and
Yeah, that's all. I
mm,
still remember because one of the things that you kept on, because initially I was struggling a lot, and I remember you calling that it's not
yeah,
working, and if I also want to put it out like that, I was selected for 7 rounds of interview with
yeah,
KPMG,
yeah,
and in the final round I got rejected for a question which I still
yeah,
have no answer to, and I was like crying, and then calling him, and he said, yeah, have some hope. There are hundreds of companies and more, even more interviews, you just need one. So
yeah,
the mindset was very support, like
yeah.
the building the mindset was probably one of those
Mhm.
greatest things that I've got from you, sir. Thank you for that.
Yeah, because this is, you see, like, I'm just a normal guy. If you now, maybe you are looking the first time to me now, but the point here, so many people, they have, let's say, the good understanding about the topic, the industry and all those, but they are not able to train the other people. They are not able to, be into their shoe. So they can understand, okay, what this guy or the girl is going into that situation, and how can I address that particular situation which they are facing. So I think that is something we plan, and I, the really, the like that it worked for you at last.
It's worked for me very much.
Yeah. So let's say if somebody asks you what are the maybe, let's say, top 3 things you want to, the recommend somebody about the training, or let's say about me as a mentor, what are things you like and what are things that don't like, or you want to improve them. So it is good for me also, and it is the beneficial for candidate also. So maybe just highlight few, 2 3, the bullet points kind of things.
Okay, so one of the first things that I really liked is
Yeah,
the practical aspect that I told. So
yeah,
anytime, any problem, any questions that I want to portray, you
yeah,
always had a practical side of it. Like how I can definitely get those things from Google, or if I were to be very frank, I have used to write a lot of things, but it's still not working because I was not able to connect from the practical aspect
yeah,
to the BA side.
yeah,
And you had a magic in converting pretty much any story into a BA side story. So
yeah,
that really helped me. Like I was able to explain the QA side as a BA, but
yeah,
without your help, probably I would probably be saying the same QA thing. And so that is it is like most of the interview sessions that I have been through.
yeah,
So interviews are no longer interested in the theoretical aspect of it, but more importantly, how a candidate is storytelling and relating to
Yeah.
whatever the job description is there.
Yeah.
So if you are able to match those in a storytelling manner with any experience that you have hold,
Mhm.
and after converting it, again, that is an art I learned from him. So
Yeah.
this art is pretty much very important. I didn't know anything about this.
Yeah.
So and so that is the first thing.
Yeah.
And the second thing would be the CV writing, the resume writing sessions.
Yeah.
I have no shame in admitting that this is the 11th edition.
Yeah.
Probably 11th edition was your edition. So
Yeah.
before that, I have tried pretty much everything, like from Google, from I even asked Chat GPT to write
Yeah.
something, but it still didn't work. I don't know. But
Yeah.
after you wrote the resume, I don't know, I started getting calls. So I gave up on that. Probably in future, if I I would again revert back to you regarding my resume writing. But anyway, the resume writing was pretty much mapped and
Yeah.
related with my experience. So
Yeah.
that was a very good thing.
Yeah.
And the final part was that we had there is a separate session, I believe. I think this is what I call is Sandeep special. But anyway, is that even though the trainings, most of the trainings, the content wise, to make it understandable, it is common for all. But
Mhm.
when it comes to before writing the resume, you have one-on-one session
Yes.
to map the experience with that. So that is also there where we thoroughly
Mhm.
discuss that what exactly should I be saying, or how will I be saying the storytelling, so that it becomes more like understandable and presentable to the whoever recruiter is looking at. So these are the main three things that I would say that have really unique in your training,
Yeah. No,
and it helped me a
resume
lot.
are the things I think it really matter, because why do I plan, Tanay? Because many of the time candidates, right, they have the existing the experience or the background. Now, because they want to, do the transition into the BA, so simply I can't, the tell them, oh, now whatever the 5 years you have, it is no more relevant. So because if it is no more relevant, then they will not get the desired package which they are expecting, because they will be again fresher as a BA. So that's why I started doing this, like why not utilize the experience or the expertise which these people already carrying, and just mold them a little bit, and then
Exactly.
just provide from the BA point of view. So it is good for the candidate also and good for the
Yes.
organization also. So they'll say, yes, this is the experienced guy which we are hiring, not somebody, there's a fresher.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's why it's important. So okay, that's fine. So since we are talking about this interview part and the resume and all those things, can you please highlight few things like how we used to prepare during the interview or the calls? So the moment, let's say we prepare your resume, the training is done, but after training, what are the type of the helps or the kind of the interaction we used to have, and how it helped you to the crack the interview? Even initially you will getting a lot of rejection, so how was that journey? Maybe can you please highlight that part?
Yeah, sure, sure. So I don't remember that a lot of changes were there in the
Yeah.
resume, like very small probably. So it was I still have the resume. It still works. I still got a call yesterday, like two, three calls, but
Yeah.
I'm not taking any more. I've
Yeah.
decided on my mind. But anyway, after the session, what I was facing a lot of rejection, because what again Sandeep sir has pointed out, that I was having some issues with the communication. More importantly, the storytelling part of the communication. I
Yeah.
was not able to like, even on resume it looks good because that's why I got a call. But
Mhm.
I was not able to explain the same line through the interview while
Yeah.
explaining. So the communication part was there, and I still remember probably I was writing answers and like dictating myself and recording myself and sending it to Sandeep sir in the,
But
WhatsApp, and he was saying, no, this section does not. You don't need to tell them. You can. So he was also fine tuning all those things,
yeah.
refactoring my own communication, and through trial and error, it worked, and I started picking up points like what I really need to say. I don't need to say a whole lot, only the important points. So that was there.
Yeah.
And another thing is that which is you again, like the biggest thing of all is like the moral support. As I keep on saying that at certain point of time I gave up, like it's not working. Probably I was not one of them.
Yeah.
I might fail. But he kept on pushing like, it's just one interview. Okay, it might be one of the big four, but that is not the end of the world. Please, you get in. And I mean, recently I checked it. The organization I'm joining is a product based, so it's a product based organization. So it's even better than a service based organization. And as we speak, I have a little more. So I got rejected from KPMG, but now I also have a selection offer from Deloitte. So I have gone beyond that now. But it's all thanks to it. It's the mentality. It's always the mentality, and that is what he has taught me and incubated inside me. That's what I would say. But that's pretty much the whole process that he has helped me. Apart from all the things, the new ways of handling those areas, how to write proper mails. Like, even I was making mistakes in those things, and specifically the mindset and the communication. So yeah, that was even there.
Yeah. No, that's okay. I mean, let's say getting rejection and learning the things anyway, anyone can do that. And as you said, like, this is not the end of the world. Whether, for example, let's say if you are selected or not selected for BA, that's okay. You will be a project manager or product manager or something else. So that's not the end of the world. And this is just the corporate life. It is not our entire life, right?
Exactly.
So it is just a matter of the time. Now, another thing, most of the time candidate, let's say, they want to attend the demo session, or they want to, do these type of the training. What do you suggest them? What they should look first, and then decide about a training or any, the enrollment process, because they are investing a money. They are, the having trust on somebody, like whether he or she will be able, the train to me or not. And then sometimes they are worried about the market, whether market is right or not. So many, the doubts they have in mind before deciding any training program. So what do you suggest them, what they should look when any training, not only this training, because you have done the thing. So what are the things they should look, and then they decide about the enrollment?
Okay, so probably this is where I also was asking the same question. So let me answer one by one. So if anyone is asking, I think this is the same question that I asked you as well. But anyway, I was asking that if the market is down, so practically we are still in a recession, and I still managed to get a job. So I am a living proof. And I still remember Sandeep saying that it's not a recession or anything centric. Yes, there might be less calls, but there will be calls, because there will definitely be need of BAs. I mean, across different professions, there can't be zero requirement for that. So that was again a push for me, and so that's the answer to the question, that if there is a recession, yes, there will be less calls, but there will be calls, and then the candidate or whoever is taking searching in the job market is free to choose from there as well. So that's there. And for any candidate looking for like whether to choose or not to choose, like what are the key tick areas, I would say how much practical aspect is being provided in this. Because in YouTube and pretty much Google and with AI chat GPTs, you are pretty much able to find answers of all those questions. But where the human touch, or specifically your training, is coming into the picture, is that how do I convey or convert that particular definition into like, we might know definitions of certain things, but if the interviewer won't be asking the like a straight answer, like this is the question, what is the answer, they will not be asking questions like that. They would be giving you a statement, okay, this is the situation, now what you will be doing. So in order to explain that situation, you need to explain what the definition of those particular topic is. So I mean, I should not be bringing in like the topics here, but this is like the overall general ideas side, because it will go on and on with this interview session. But so this is where he's practical, because if you know the whole path, okay, I know the definition, I know this, and this is used for this practical application. Now when the interviewer is asking from the practical explanation, you can revert back the track and you can answer the question. So that is where, so that is like, for me it worked a lot, because these are I was not getting a single straight definition, like what is this, explain me this kind of question in the interview session. It was all like in a situation based question, behavioral based questions. So basically they were testing the BA the mindset basically. So so this is where your training helped, and this is also some of the things that any candidate, whoever is looking into, should look into the area. also the topics that were covered. So I was going into a lot of those areas. So I saw that there is a session for beginners, and
Yeah.
then there is a intermediate, and then there is advanced. And I said I have to enroll for all three of them. I can find all of these things here. I have said no, that's enough. I think even if it is a lengthy process, I will still take it because it covers pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And couple of things that a lot of people had questions which are not exactly BA centric, and you still somehow manage to like get answers to those and conduct a session like a 15-30 minute session on those topics that were enough to get those things started. So yeah, these things I think would be the training should be flexible enough for me. It should be practical oriented, and it should provide support after the training as well, which I got. So these are like live examples of what I've got. So these are the things that I was looking for, and that's exactly what I got from you.
Okay. Okay, so that's good. I mean, too much good saying you are saying. Now, I have like last question, for you. So you don't have to, the mention the exact salary, otherwise the income tax will be behind you now. And so what you have to do, like, how many the interview you have attended? For example, let's say if you remember, like, like for example, whatever the number of the interview you attended, how many of them you rejected, and finally how many offer you got. You don't have to mention the company name, again it's a confidential. And then what was the salary increment from your existing to the, let's say maybe in the terms of the percentage, you can say it is a 50%, 20%, 100%, whatever the one. So why I'm asking, because sometimes the candidate, again, they are kind of the lose all the hope, like I'm a kind of the 7 year or 8 year experienced guy. Now my salary is stuck in India, 5 to 6 lakh. I'm not able to do the increment, not able to support the family. I receive many such candidates. Sometimes they cry, sometimes they say whether it is possible for me or not. So now, how you have seen that transition from your current organization and salary, and what was the percentage, and how many the rejection? Because I think those rejection finally the landed you the number of the offers which you are getting today, and it is a big journey. So please highlight that part so it can motivate the other candidate, and they can still see a hope. Yes, that is something is happening into the market, provided you follow the proper steps, provided you take the proper, let's say, the instruction, and learn from the mistakes which you are doing into one of the interview rejection, because those are the things you can apply into the next one. So please highlight, Tanay, into these parameter, and then we will wind up.
Sure, sure. So I think I attended 50 plus. If I have the numbers correct, I have 58 to be very specific.
Yeah.
Total number of interviews.
Yeah.
Initially, I think I got rejected in pretty much in the first, second round. So that
Yeah.
will be 25. After that, things started moving smoothly.
Yeah.
So after that, I had so because a lot of interviews I have cleared, and I was I know that I could crack them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sorry,
that's okay.
sorry.
No, that's okay. All
Sorry.
good. All good. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Downsides of a BA, you have to talk a lot.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after 25th, there were a lot of companies that were asking me to travel to those destinations and
Yeah.
then appear for the. So those were not something that I was looking for.
Yeah.
And so at that time, I did had an offer. So I
Yeah.
was also not looking into those perspective.
Yeah.
And so yeah, after 25, things started moving. And so I think I have got about 12 offers so far.
Yeah.
And out of them, I selected the one that is suitable for me. I think Sandeep also had a hand in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He told me to choose the one that I am currently going.
Yeah.
And in terms of hike, I will not be saying a number because that is
Yeah.
very specific. And
Yeah.
although it worked for me because I
Yeah.
am very rigid in my, I remember one of Sandeep's student, because that became my inspiration that if he can crack it, probably I will have to do it.
Yeah.
So he did say a number. I will not be disclosing that.
Yeah.
But my target was to reach that number. It was impossible
Yeah.
given the fact that I was currently holding. But
Yeah.
if I should I really, it's in double digits, but I
Yeah.
don't know. Is Sandeep okay with this that
It's up to
percentage?
you. If you want to share, you can share. There's nothing.
No, not. I'm sharing the percentage. If is the percentage okay sharing?
Yeah, it's percentage. Okay. Yeah. It's
Okay,
percent.
then it would be coming somewhere around 233.
Yeah. Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
2.3% of
Yeah.
2.3 times of
Yeah.
my current remuneration. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and percent wise is 233% with my current remuneration.
That's good. That's good. Really happy for you, Tanay. I think I remember one of the incident. Since you highlight those selecting those companies, right? The offer you are receiving. I think we had a company from Nigeria and somewhere, and then I told you like, don't go for it.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Can you
yes.
please highlight that?
Yeah, sure. So I did get two offers from one from outside India, one was basically from Nigeria,
Yeah.
and they were it's like I have to go to Nigeria and
Yeah.
probably work on for their government.
Yeah.
So and work along the way.
Yeah.
So the remuneration again was one of the things that I was considering, but Sandeep said that yeah, it's probably not one of the good organizations because one thing is it's new, second is I
Yeah.
mean not he was not getting the right clicks.
Yeah.
So with an experienced idea, he said no, and I said so. I was also like a little bit sad that I was letting go of such a
Yeah.
big opportunity,
Yeah.
but then again, another I got from probably it's from Dubai, but
Yeah.
again, it was not exactly the role, and it had something different. So I
Yeah.
again followed Sandeep's training,
Yeah.
but I think I'm thankful to the Almighty and His
Yeah.
trainings that I am getting the same amount that I would have got
Yeah.
outside in Nigeria. So in India, so that's evens out everything.
Mm-hmm. Because when I was searching about that company, right, this is another thing with the candidate. Sometime, right, they see a very lucrative offer and they'll say, okay, I have to go now behind it, and this is the end of the globe, like that. But the point is, if your the kind of inner calling is not saving you, because that's how I work. I'll say, okay, if I'm going to that particular role, will I accept that offer or not? Then if the answer is getting straight away no, then I will not suggest to the candidate. And after the doing few search, that's what I found, like I was not getting the enough information about this company. It was not listed anywhere, so I thought maybe some kind of the fake company people are creating, and then they are just they're giving some offer letter or like that. And even let's say if you are getting the equal salary or the less salary, doesn't matter, we are just starting the career, like maybe for 5 years, and it's not end of the world. You'll be doing a lot of other things into your life, maybe project manager, or maybe other, let's say the director, engineering manager, or any other career aspirant. Not have to be the IT, you can do something else also, right? So that's why I thought just share the same thing. And then finally, because at that time when I say, people say, oh, this guy is not giving the proper thing, because but
No,
at
no,
last,
it worked. It worked
yeah.
for me a lot because my family was also still in dispute because
Yeah.
I cannot come back to India for about like 6 to 8 months, and then again on a it was like a 5 year project, the one that I was told.
Yeah.
So only after every 8 months I could come back. So it was difficult, very difficult with my parents and everything all involved. So it was difficult, but
Okay.
yeah, it all ended all's well that ends well, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have any other question. I thought let's have a chat with you, and I'm going to have the chat with all the people who are selected in last 1 year. Anything else, Tane, you want to highlight? Any point, any suggestion, recommendation to me, to candidate who will be listening this recording, or anyone else? Like you are free to they mention those points, the last points.
Um, well, to anyone who is seeing this
Yeah.
recording and having a doubt, I can definitely say you can join the session
Yeah.
and take a decision. But I would suggest so. I was probably in your shoes if I
Yeah.
were there, and I took the decision, and I have somehow managed to uh, get a secure a job in the
Yeah.
BA stream. And anyone who is looking, maybe take some points from the feedback,
Yeah.
and all these things are uh, completely my experience. Sandeep did not tell me anything to
Yeah.
say, so these are all my experience,
Yeah.
and you can definitely learn from that. And anyone who is also interested in joining the BA have to remember one thing is that it will be a very steep learning curve in the initial days. It will be a very steep learning curve,
Yeah.
and you have to go through those trainings. As Sandeep, I still remember him saying that you just follow the process. Whether you succeed or fail, it's not important. You just follow the process.
Yeah.
At times, I failed following the process,
Yeah.
and here I am,
Yeah.
probably securing something
Yeah.
following the same process. So it works for me. It works, and I hope for everyone it will work,
Yeah.
provided you follow the process.
Yeah.
So that's for every candidate, and uh, for you, I don't have anything. Pretty much, keep doing the
So you
great
can
work
tell
that
me
you're
as a
doing.
friend now. Now we are friends, so you can tell me anything. And
Uh,
I hope like you, we will have a separate session. And I would say like now you should start planning about Australia or some other things, because if really you are keen and your family is allowing you now, this is the best time and the age you should explore the global experience. And
we will have a separate conversation
yeah,
on that.
really,
Yeah.
because this is the time you can explore. Because now whatever you want to plan, you achieve that. Now what is the next? You are not going to back to the school because you are already completed MBA engineering or something.
Yeah,
India is
absolutely.
always there because it has the great opportunity, no issue with that. So many things we are doing. But if you want to explore the global experience, this is the moment you should start thinking now. So just explore that, and maybe we'll connect a separate things on that.
Sure,
So
sure.
yeah. Okay, then thank you so much. And I really like, since this is the first interview with you guys, and we've done some hiccups, and that's okay. But as I said, I will not do any cuttings. We will upload straight away. And then I hope it will help other candidates to make an informed decision. Yeah. Thank you, Taanay. Bye bye. Take care. Let me know. I'm ready. I'm there. If you need anything, anytime. Just a message
Sure,
or
sure, sure, sure. I will be probably be connecting with you a lot more
yeah, no issue.
now.
Just let me
But
know.
thank you for all the help and all the mentorship and guidance,
Yeah,
pretty much from anything to choosing my company.
yeah. So earlier I
Thank you.
was your mentor, now I'm your friend. Just remember. Okay.
I still see you as my mentor,
Yeah.
but yeah, this is like an addition now.
Sure. Okay, then bye, Taanay. I'll see you around. Okay. Bye bye.
Sure,
Take.
sure. Bye, bye. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.